play it straight. She can be bodily funny, if there's such a word. And she also has a delightful children's book out called What I Want to Be When I Grow Up. Would you welcome one of America's best loved performers, Miss Carol Burnett.
And the wayward wind.
And the wayward wind. I remember Bazoom.
See? You
I had to remember it. I never had one.
You know, I was down in the basement. I was going through some stuff. I ran across a script. True. From the old Gary Moore show.
In my basement?
No, I wasn't in your basement. I was in my basement.
Oh, your basement.
When I want to run
You
to
can
your
come to
basement,
my
I will
basement
call
anytime.
and rummage.
Yeah.
And I pulled out a copy of the Gary Moore show. I don't know what year it was, but you and I and Durwood were doing
Gone with the Wind?
Gone with the Wind was one sketch we did. You played Vivian Lee's part, and I was Rhett Butler. And I played it as Sullivan. You remember? For some reason, they wanted me to play this as Ed Sullivan. Don't ask me why.
We got a whole bunch of those tapes we're getting together of the old Gary Moore days, and I think that sketch may be in it. And if it is,
Give me a call, will you? Because those are funny. You know, they hold up well.
Sure they do.
How are you?
I'm fine.
It's nice of you to be with us tonight.
Yes, I know.
What did you want to be? Of course it is. A decent thing to do. It's kind of a mercy booking. What did you want to be when you were a little girl? Did you ever think about it? I can think back. I wanted to be a doctor.
You did?
I wanted to be a doctor. I used to go to hospitals and watch operations.
How'd they let you in?
I had some family friends, and when I was about 13 or 14, I would go to
You
hospitals.
saw all that gooey stuff going?
I was fascinated. I didn't look at it that way,
Didn't
strangely
bother
enough.
you?
It didn't really bother me. Well, it does, for a moment, and then you just kind of set it aside.
I wanted to be Brenda Starr.
Girl reporter.
Yeah, anybody remember? Well, with the red hair, and the starry eyes, and the stars on the bathroom shower curtain, and all of that.
Brenda Starr.
Yeah, she was in love with Basil St. John, who had a patch over his eye and a mysterious past. He was mad or something, so they couldn't get married in case she got pregnant.
Good thinking.
No, well, I figured that out. I was only 17 at the time. But that's what I wanted to be. Yeah. Then I wanted to be Betty Grable.
Did you come from a conservative family? When I say conservative, I mean, were you naive as a young lady?
Terribly, very, extremely. Wasn't I, Bert? We went to school together.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, UCLA.
Well, she wasn't that naive.
I was so.
You believe what you want to believe, huh?
We went out a couple of times. That made me naive.
Also, one of America's most cruel comedians. Forgot to mention. I heard you, I read an article once in one of the movie fan magazines, and all people who are in the entertainment business, and we realize that part of it comes with a territory of fans coming to see you, and because you're visible on that screen all the time, they take you as an old friend. Very often people say hello on the street to me, and I don't realize it's just because they've seen me on television. I think it's somebody I should know.
Oh, sure.
And I have stopped to talk with people, and they say, "Hey, Johnny, how are you?" And I'll say, "Hey, it's wonderful to see you again." And I'm talking to an absolute complete stranger, but he doesn't tell me that.
Well,
I say, "Hey, help me with a name." Like we met at a party, and the guy says, "Ralph Rebelman." And I go, "I don't remember where we met." He said, "We never met. I didn't say we'd met. I just said..." And I'm sitting there holding a conversation, which would be
But you
normal.
have to say hello because you might know the person.
Right.
They say, well, see, we live in Beverly Hills, and I'm not knocking it because I always wanted to live there too, besides being Brenda Starr. And so half of it came true. But people do walk in the house sometimes.
You've had him come right up.
Well, ring the doorbell, but one time we were painting the living room, and so the painters were there, and they had the door open to air out the fumes. I walked right in. My stepdaughter was on the telephone in the kitchen, and it's a family. And she said, "May I help you?" And I said, "Carol Holt?" "No." "Well, we're from Ohio." "Okay."
You always announce, and I did it, because I came out here when I was young and hitchhiked out from high school, and I did the same thing. There's something about announcing where you're from. Like this is going to strike a responsive
Now,
chord.
had they been from Omaha, I might have let them in. I don't
That's right.
But I mean, most people, they're very nice,
Yes.
you know, and
So-
we have them over for dinner. And whole thing.
Very nice people.
Yeah, real nice. Make them clean up after. Okay, have them cook, do the whole thing.
What do you do if you really get a pest? How do you handle it? Do you...
I start singing to them.
Never thought of that.
No, the reason I said it one time, I think in order to scare somebody off, if you're scared,
Right.
is to do the unexpected.
Like start to sing would probably do it.
Yeah. Now, one time
Can you imagine if somebody put a gun on you and said, stick them
Let
up?
me tell you what happened to me.
Oh, I'm
Listen
sorry.
to this.
Sure.
I gotta tell you, since we brought this up, I was in New York. I lived there and I was working, and I got home late one night and decided I wanted to get the Sunday papers. It was a Saturday night. I walked up to Lexington and 57th, and it was a pretty well lit street, and I had on this old raincoat, and I bought all the big Sunday papers, walking back to my apartment. And a man was coming towards me. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, coming towards me, passed, and I heard him stop, and he turned around and he started following me. Now I'm going, oh God, what am I going to do? And the man is coming, and a person can't even go buy a paper without some pervert following them around. So now I had to go down this dark street towards the end of the block where my building was, and I started to speed up, and he started to speed up, and I am terrified. He grabbed my arm from behind like this, and he said, "Let's go." And without a beat, I went, "What?" He went, "Shoot!" That man took off.
That would do it.
That would do it.
That would do it.
Go be my love. Start singing. You know,
You gotta set him off his rhythm a little bit.
shaking the blues away.
Fascinating rhythm, and got Joe on the go. Fascinating rhythm.
You know, the guy
I'm gonna try that next time. If I ever
had
get,
a ding dong, and he took off. You know, that man's still running.
if I ever get that, and I hope I don't. If somebody ever pulls a gun on me, I hope I have enough savvy to say, Hollywood. Well, the guy's either gotta think you've absolutely.
They expect you to go, "Oh, please don't hurt me, please don't," you know, and they, let him have it. Be firm. You all right?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Here's why Sansabout slacks perfect for all the people you are from J-Mark, where slacks
Are only the beginning.